I think my range of not being overweight is supposed to be about 185 pounds, maybe less, based on me being 6 feet tall. That that sounds really skinny to me. Not sure if that's ever going to happen. My family history goes all the way back to at least my great grandfather, who had heart disease. My grandfather had 3 heart attacks, the last of which cost him his life. He grew up on a farm. He was a farmer himself, and he lived to be about 75, I think. But he also remember him after the heart attack spreading butter on chocolate chip cookies like it was icing. So he didn't really change a lot of his lifestyle, but things were different back then. There wasn't as much information, and from what I understand, he was just kind of set in his ways to some degree of not wanting to make that change. Ultimately, that ended up costing him his life. Who's to say, he would have lived longer if he would have changed some habits? Possibly. My other grandfather had open heart surgery. My dad had blocked arteries, and that would require him to have surgery as well. One of the things that I think a lot of people, including myself, wrestle with at some point during, the recovery and having a heart attack is, was this my fault? Could I have done something to prevent it? And the answer is maybe. I have certain doctors who will say, hey, this is hereditary based on your family history. It was likely that this was going to happen. I'm 50 years old. You usually see this with older patients. I think 65 is the average. But it seems early for me. Based on my behavior, though, I'm surprised I haven't had a heart attack before I was 50. There was no regard to behavioral changes at all, even though I knew this family history. It's almost like you're not worried about it until it happens to you. Having a heart attack will certainly get your attention and make you think about that closer. Your body's a very interesting thing. It gives you signs, and I had some symptoms 5 years before this happened, ignored them, they went away, and then I had some major signs 3 weeks before it happened, and I was trying to ignore those. And then we were living in New York, and you're constantly on the go there. There's a lot of walking, there's quick eating, there's not a lot of sit-down meals like I was used to over most of my life. And, I signed up for that. I knew that was the lifestyle there, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, mostly pizza, mostly bagels. I wasn't eating healthy in New York City, but I was automatically getting more exercise. We didn't have a car, so, we took public transportation everywhere we went, which included a lot of walking, which was good for me.